Hello people, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the propaganda machine, man. So this is the game week 15 preview and we start with breaking news. Liverpool vs Everton has been cancelled. The Merseyside derby won't be going on. And late last night, Merseyside police issued amber alert warnings saying do not travel unless it is necessary. And some people didn't get the memo as they were already about 1,000 feet in the air. An Australian fan that was coming to the game for the last ever derby has to turn back. What a waste of time. That ticket must have cost him thousands probably. So he's pissed. I hope that they start a GoFundMe or something, or the club reimburse him, because this is such a sad day for him. But if you want to see some football, you could come down to London. There's plenty of games going on there. So, do you agree that the game's been cancelled, or are you thinking it's gone soft? Football's gone soft. Me, I wanted Everton to play against Liverpool because I thought that they could get something from this game because I predicted a 2-1 win. But I guess we're going to have to see. But I have a feeling the next time that they play, they ain't going to be able to overcome all odds. So now we'll go into the Arsenal versus Fulham game. And there's a couple injury doubts. Calafiori and Gabriel, we're still waiting to see if they're available. But my predicted lineup will be David Raya in goal. Timber, right back, who has made that his own. Saliba and Gabriel, I think he will be available for this game. Kieran Tierney, we're bringing him out of retirement for this game. I would have had Kivior at left back, but Adama Traore is too dangerous. And I don't want Kivior's confidence to be dented, especially after having a good game at left centre back last game. I wouldn't want him to be moved over to left back where he's not as comfortable. That is not what I'd want to see. And then in the midfield, Thomas Partey, Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. The front three, Trossard, Saka and Havertz. Martinelli, you had your chance. And last game, it was very, very poor from you. So I think you got to hold bench this game. So like I was saying, Adama, Iwobi, whoever plays on that right-hand side for Fulham, it's going to be dangerous times. And Zinchenko, he can't play this game. If I see him on the lineup, I am going to be so worried because he will get cooked. We saw the moment Ahmad ran at him, he made a mistake for no reason. There was no pressure. Bang! Yellow card. Then they just started targeting him. And that would be the game plan. If Zinchenko plays, just send the ball to that side. You'd obviously plan for a separate game plan, but you'd still tell your players, if Zinchenko is playing, just send the ball to Arsenal's left-hand side every single time. So, Fulham, they took 5 points off us last year, and that effectively cost us the league title. We lost the league by 2 points. Those points that Fulham took from us, we only left with 1 point. We need revenge. The only thing on the agenda should be revenge. And people are saying that Fulham are a bogey team. But I don't agree to that. We've been very, very good against Fulham. Out of the past 25 fixtures, 4 wins for Fulham, 15 for Arsenal, and 6 draws. And in that period, we had a 6-game winning streak, as well as going undefeated in 11 until more recently. So, this ain't really a bogey team, but at the same time, in 4 separate seasons, they've managed to take points off us twice in a season, which you'd say that is quite a lot, because not a lot of teams go undefeated in a season against us, even when we were in the mud. And like I'm saying, this Fulham team, there's something there, there's history. Previously, they went on a 4-game unbeaten run against us. They were on a 2-game unbeaten run. And we're gonna need to turn things around. This game is gonna be very, very tough, as Leno, Iwobi, Smith Rowe, they're all coming back to play against Arsenal. They're gonna have a point to prove. This is like Arsenal's B team. But you could even argue Smith Rowe and Nelson, would they start on Arsenal's left-hand side? Maybe. Maybe not Smith Rowe, because he's now playing more centrally and he's been one of the signings of the season. I'm so happy for him. But in this game, I need him locked up and I need Arsenal to get the job done. So my prediction for this game is 2-1 to Arsenal. Now, Spurs versus Chelsea. This is a serious rivalry. In London, you'd probably say Arsenal-Spurs biggest rivalry, and then Spurs versus Chelsea. But this game, there's something about it. It's not like Arsenal and Tottenham. There's some sort of hatred on the pitch. It's just very And Chelsea, they've had the better of Tottenham. They're the superior side in this fixture. Out of the last 15 fixtures, 11 wins for Chelsea, 2 draws and only 2 defeats. So Tottenham, they're going to have to pull a rabbit out of a hat, you'd argue, to win this game. Ange Postecoglou is under big pressure. The pressure he's under is immense. The fans, they're saying, "Get out of my club, you big fat, see you next Tuesday." They're onto him. And also, the last performance against Bournemouth was horrendous. It was horrific. It could have been 5-6. When I'm watching that game, the second half alone could have been 4-0. I didn't see much of the first half, but I know that second half they were getting pummeled. And I heard the first half was the same. It was similar. So, they're going to have to fix up. It's 1 win in 6, and that was against Man City. So they are really going to need to do something here, because the fans are losing patience. And when the fans lose patience, Daniel Levy presses the button. He pulls the trigger because he just tries to avoid all attention. He sacks the manager so no one's looking at him. And Tottenham fans, you must be some bunch of stupid idiots, to be honest with you. Why do you still go to the game? Why are you not demanding, screaming that you get this man out your club? How many trophies has he won as the chairman? I don't know, 1 or 2. I think it's 1 in 30 years. Nah, Tottenham is an absolute joke. And you will continue being a joke while Daniel Levy is at your club. You can sack manager after manager, Mourinho, Conte, whoever. It's not going to make a difference. It's in your DNA. While Levy's there, you're finished. But in this fixture, anything can happen. Although Tottenham, 6 wins in London derbies under Ange Postecoglou. 5 of those have come at home. Lucky for them, this is a home fixture. The other games, it was 4 draws and 7 defeats. 6 wins in 17. So, they better buckle up their ideas and change things. Because if they try to do this high line against Chelsea, Ange Postecoglou will most likely get the sack. He will be at the job centre. But for Chelsea, they're in magnificent form. It's only 2 losses this whole season to Man City and Liverpool in the Premier League. 4 in all competitions. One of them was a meaningless game against the Serviettes in the Europa Conference League. Yes, they went out to Newcastle, which was disappointing in the League Cup. But you'd say Chelsea are the favourites for the Europa Conference League. There is no way they're not going to win that competition. And with the Liverpool game being cancelled, they can go 4 points off the leaders. So, will you be able to shut up the doubters and win this game and announce yourself as serious title contenders? Because 4 points and it's Liverpool. We don't know. We don't have enough data about Liverpool. Will they last the distance? Last year we saw they crumbled. This year we don't know. What I do know is that it's Salah and Inshallah at this moment. So if he goes in a bad run of form, they will drop points. So all the teams behind Liverpool need to be ready to capitalise when that happens. And my score prediction in this game, I'm going with a shock. 2-1 to Tottenham. No one's giving them a chance. Everything points to a Chelsea win. And I don't like that. Because football, the football gods, they always listen. So maybe Tottenham can do something. But if Chelsea spank them 3-4, goodbye Postecoglou, and the title race will be well and truly on for Chelsea. Next game, Crystal Palace versus Manchester City. Crystal Palace have seemingly found some rhythm and form. They've steadied the ship. 1 loss in 7 games. They're no longer a laughingstock. They've climbed out of the relegation zone. Luckily for them, but they are still the 2nd lowest scorers in the division. So goals have been an issue for them. And Man City are coming to town. Man City just got 3 in the last game against Nottingham Forest. Crystal Palace haven't scored 3 this season. They've only scored 2, and I think 2 games, maybe more, but still, they're probably going to need at least 2 goals in this game to get something. Man City, on the other hand, they got their first win in 7 games, but all is not as it seems. At 1-0, Chris Wood had the chance, and if he weren't a Manchester City fan, as you can see here, he would have finished his chance, he would have put away his dinner. He usually does, but for some reason, he chose not to. He chose to miss the target completely. So, they're not out of the woods yet, and they only have 4 fit defenders for this game. Rico Lewis, Kyle Walker, Vardial, and it's not Akanji and Ruben Diaz. Akanji, Ake, Stones, they're all out. Finished. So Man City, this is a very, very dangerous game for you. And if you're not careful, you're going to end up with a bloody nose, which is what I'm predicting. Although I can't see Crystal Palace winning this game because, like I said, they've not scored more than 3 goals. I can see Manchester City scoring 2 goals. I can just about see Crystal Palace scoring 2. So, I'm going with a Desmond. 2-2. Manchester United versus Nottingham Forest. Ruben Almiron has come in. He seems to have made a difference. You're seeing him implement a style of play, a structure on the pitch. The players, they seem to know what they are doing, especially that first half against Arsenal. But the problem was they didn't have the attacking players on the pitch. You can argue that he got his team selection wrong. Could he have played Ahmad and Rashford instead of Mount and Garnacho? Because Garnacho, it's no good. So my issue with Man United is their quality. Their quality always seems to let them down. The squad has limitations. There's certain things they can do and there's certain things they can't do. But in this game, when you look at it with a bit more depth, being at home, being more offensive, having to go after Nottingham Forest, that might cause them some issues. As we know, Anthony Elanga, former players always come back to haunt you. Callum Hudson-Odoi, Morgan Gibbs-White, these players on the break, they can hurt you. And Chris Wood, we've seen he's a Man City fan. He likes Man City with all those tweets. So he will be itching to score against Man United. So this game, Man United, be very, very careful. And this is the real test because there's a 3-point gap between the two teams. Although Man United are in 13th, Nottingham Forest in 7th. There's not much to split these two sides. And they said Arsenal was the real test. No one in their right mind really expected Man United to get something from that game, unless you were just being optimistic or an Arsenal hater, because I couldn't see how they were going to get a win. But this is the game where if they can turn over Nottingham Forest convincingly, it doesn't even have to be convincing, then I'd say yes, Ruben Almiron, there is starting to be a change, not just in the performance, in proper results. But they're up against Nottingham Forest. Yes, they've lost 3 out of their last 4, but it doesn't paint the picture. The picture has not been painted correctly. Newcastle beat them 3-1. Arsenal beat them 3-0. The Man City game, they started to show life. And also they beat Ipswich. So, just be careful, Man United. This team seem like they're going down, but the teams they've lost to are teams that you would say are better than Nottingham Forest. And if you don't perform, you could end up in trouble. So in this game, I'm going with another Desmond 2-2. Next game of the weekend. This game here, this one here, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this might be the game of the weekend. Brentford versus Newcastle. 11th versus 12th. Goals, goals, goals. Put over 3.5 goals. Both teams to score. Brentford, the best team at home in the division. They've picked up the most points. 19 out of 21. That is fantastic. 22 goals at home. 5 more than any other side. The next 2 are Arsenal and Tottenham with 17. The G-Tech Stadium has seen 32 goals. Next is Molineux with 29. And after that, it's the other stadiums, about 4 of them, that have seen 25 goals. So, this stadium, goals are always on the agenda. It is probably the most exciting stadium currently in the Premier League. If you want to watch a good game, a fun, exciting match, I tell you to watch a Brentford home game. Newcastle, surprisingly, I didn't know this, they've got better away form than at home. So what that tells me is that against the big sides at home, they can do something. But when it's the smaller sides at home, they can't really do anything. And away from home, they've collected some decent results. So I'm expecting a good performance from them. And last game, it was a roller coaster of emotions. This is why I have a love-hate relationship with Newcastle. 3-3 against Liverpool. First half battered them. You're expecting them to be 2 goals in the lead. Anthony Gordon, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, decides to pass the ball to Kelleher. They go down 3-2, and then the last couple of minutes, Fabian Schär rescues the game. So, I'm expecting a lot of goals in this game, but I'm banking on Brentford continuing their winning run at home, and 3-2 to Brentford is what I'm going with. Next game, Ipswich versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth, great performance last time out against Tottenham. They absolutely battered them, scintillating. That's 2 in a row that they've won, because they battered Wolves previously, 4-2 at Molineux. So the question is, will they make it 3 wins in a row? I don't know about that, because they seem to be one of them teams that can go on a couple winning runs and then go on a losing run, because previously they'd lost the 2 games before that. So it kind of all still points to Bournemouth winning, as Ipswich, they're just one of these sides that they're becoming hopeless. They look like they want to be relegated. Crystal Palace beat them last week at home, and I watched that game. I'm just like, they're not going to score. Did they have shots on target? I don't know. Palace just dominated them in ways that I hadn't seen Ipswich get dominated, really. But I just have that sneaky suspicion, I don't know why, that Bournemouth's inconsistencies are going to show up again here. And I'm going with a 2-1 win to Ipswich. But if they don't do something in this game, they ain't going to have my backing again. I ain't going to say that they're going to do anything ever again. They won't have my backing. Next game, Leicester versus Brighton. Leicester City. Rude has come in. Rude. Instant impact against West Ham. 3-1. It was a great performance. I watched that game. Vardy getting in on the score sheet. He got on the action with a goal. I think Patson Daka got a goal. It was just a very good performance. Was it new manager bounce? I don't know. It looked like they even started to play football. I see patterns. And I hope Leicester stay up under Ruud van Nistelrooy, because I have agendas against other teams that I would like to see get the hell out of this league. And Leicester, it will be good to see at least one promoted side stay up. And if they can get something from this game, it will turn the season on its head for them. This could just be that moment in the season where you're like, okay, we made the right decision to stack Steve Cooper. Now let's go and win some more games. Because Brighton, they seem like they've lost all momentum. It was the Southampton game. They were winning 1-0. The first half should have been 2-3. They should have put the game to bed. They had the chance to go into second. They did eventually, but they had the chance to stay level with Arsenal and Chelsea. But since that game, they drew and then they lost against Fulham. So, for what it seems to me, momentum has stopped. Welbeck, no goal in 2. He's had to leave my fantasy team. Out you go. The other player, João Pedro, another one. He's got no goals in 2 as well. He did get an assist. He's on the brink. I might give him 1 week, 2 more games maybe. But if he doesn't start to pick up that form again from when he come back, when he got the goal and assist against City, then, 2 goals in a game, he's going to have to go as well. So, for this reason, I'm smelling a Leicester win. I'm smelling a Jamie Vardy party. Ruud van Nistelrooy will get his second win as Leicester manager. 2-1 to Leicester. Next game, Aston Villa versus Southampton. Round of applause for Aston Villa. The losing winless run is now over. They beat Brentford last time out, and now they play at home against Southampton. This is a game that anybody in the Premier League would want. Southampton at home. You're like, give me that. Because they are so hopeless. I've had enough. I don't even want to talk about them. When I talk about them, I'm just like, this is shit. I'm just thinking, ya Willet, I'm Shafogru. Piss off. Get out the Premier League. Leave me alone. My Arabic speakers, you know what I'm saying. Just get out of it. Leave us alone. Because last time out, Chelsea spanked them 5-1. Jack Stevens. It's 2 red cards. The first player this season, I believe, to get 2 red cards. And he's the captain. Just sell him in January. He's championship level. He can't keep up with the pace of the Premier League, so just get him red cards. Useless defender. Shocking captain, abomination. They have a 40-year-old goalkeeper. What was his... McCarthy, just giving Liverpool points. What's the point of you, Southampton? You're nothing to the Premier League. You're probably the worst side I've seen since Huddersfield. And probably Huddersfield in that second season were probably better than this. You are like Derby County with the lowest points total. Shocking, shocking display from you in the Premier League this season. And also, the only players that you have of Premier League quality, Tyler Dibbling, he is gone. That is the first person. If I'm him, I'm out of there in January. Someone make the bid. Get him out. Fantastic quality. Cameron Archer, I can see him doing a job for like a Brentford off the bench. He's like a mid-table, bottom half of the table impact striker. Ramsdale, we've got a little bit of a soft spot for him, but he's heading down to the Championship. That's 3 relegations out of 4. I don't know. Is it just you? Or is it just the clubs that you like? You like the South Coast? I don't know. I don't know about this. But I see only one winner in this game. 3-1 Aston Villa. Southampton, just do one. Last game of the weekend, and this is the Monday fixture. The El Sacico, West Ham at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Both these sides, I got them massively, massively wrong. I had West Ham finishing in 6th. Can you believe that? I had Wolves finishing in 14th. That is where West Ham are right now. I could have never ever imagined that this would be the case for both these sides. Wolves, yes, we can keep trying to make the excuse. They had a hard start to the season, but now is the time to rise. I had West Ham in 6th. They're down in 14th. Wolves, you're in 19th. You're heading down to the relegation. You're in dangerous, dangerous waters. The ground that you're on is unsteady. The form in the last 2 games from both of these sides have got both managers under immense pressure. In the last 5 games, yes, Wolves, a draw, then 2 wins, but then the loss at home against Bournemouth 4-2, abysmal. And then 4-0 away at Everton. That alone is a sackable offence. When was the last time Everton scored 4 goals in a game? Then West Ham, we come to them. 4 points out of the last 5. The last 2 games, that battering against Arsenal was totally unacceptable. That performance was a disgrace. 4 goals conceded in the first half, and then they went away to Leicester, and they were even more hopeless against Leicester than against Arsenal. They lost that game 3-1. Both of these managers, their jobs are on the line this weekend. And what I'm saying in this game is that whoever loses will definitely be sacked, because Wolves, they've got Ipswich and Leicester next. But then the run is back. Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, Aston Villa, I think Tottenham, Chelsea. If they don't win this game, I suggest they pull the plug on Gary O'Neill this weekend. Even a draw is not enough. West Ham as well. If Lopetegui doesn't win, he's got to go. He's at home. The board have had meetings. They're looking to get rid of him. A draw in this game is what I'm predicting. 2-2. So what I'm predicting as well, both managers are getting sacked this weekend. Come Tuesday morning or afternoon, we're going to hear both managers have been sacked. That's my prediction. So guys, that's been all the predictions. Let me know what you think about these predictions. I'm predicting the title race this weekend to totally swing in Arsenal's favour. Momentum to go to them, because Chelsea, I predicted them to drop points, lose to Tottenham. Man City, draw against Crystal Palace. And here's the rest of the games. Brentford, 3-2, game of the weekend. Man United 2-2 draw. Villa to destroy Southampton. And yeah, those are my predictions. I don't need to go into all of them, as you can see it. So guys, this has been the Game Week 15 preview for the Premier League. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Bless.